Okay, again, good evening, PMI Houston chapter members. Welcome to our 2026 annual membership meeting. I am Carla Callum and I'm your 2026 president. I am beyond elated to see to I am beyond elated to see many of you joining tonight. And it is indeed my pleasure, along with your elected board members, to be connecting with you. We, we consider this tonight, this meeting, this information session tonight to be one of our most important meetings for the year. In fact, it's embedded within our bylaws. So this is a meeting that we are required to have. This type of a setting, it gives us an opportunity to actively engage with you, our members, gain much feedback from you on how we can improve on our plans for the year and ensure that we are providing you with an experience at each of our professional development and networking events to meet your expectations. At the end of the day, we are your elected board and we serve you. I would like to introduce you to our 12 member elected board members. Um, Next slide. Okay, so our board consists of the elected 12 here, um, each of who strategically direct the chapter and drive vitality and relevance throughout the year. Personally, I can say I am truly honored to work alongside each of these project leaders. Each, I mean, among the 12 of us, we are across roughly 8 industries. And, you know, I've worked with many over the years that I've also served as a volunteer. I joined the PMI chapter in 2016. And so this year would actually be my 10th year volunteering with this chapter. And I can tell you that I have over the years served with so many talented leaders and project leaders who have certainly left an indelible mark on me and the way that I lead. So, working alongside this group of talented leaders is truly remarkable. And throughout the night, you will hear about some of the valuable initiatives that each of them have been working through and planning since the beginning of the year to ensure that you, our members, receive quality service from this chapter. In fact, since January, you will see there's a picture that we have of all our board members. We started planning for this year in January. And, we had an 8-hour session which speaks to the dedication and commitment of our board and our volunteers in this chapter. And, the fact that we are committed to ensuring that, we are providing quality professional development and networking opportunities to you. Um, so tonight's information session will give you an opportunity to meet each of us. And, I encourage you all not to just consider this an information session, but an opportunity to connect with us and to learn more about the functions of the chapter, what we're doing, what we have plans or events, opportunities, ways that you can become more involved in the chapter, whether it be through volunteering or, participating in one of our social impact events, or any other events, professional development and training events that we offer. Um, Consider, we are pretty flexible here in this chapter. You are able to give full-time, part-time, and you will hear more about volunteer opportunities later in the session, when our VP of volunteer um, address, some of the opportunities that we have available to you all. But we also want to hear about you. We want to hear about, what you're doing in your community, and how this chapter can also participate in some of the local community projects that you may be involved in. We want to hear about your respective functions, your respective industries and functions, your career path and your trajectory, what you may have an interest in, and also how you would like to see us provide more insights and opportunities for your personal and professional growth and elevation as a project management professional. So, this is a type of discussion that we are hoping to have tonight while we share with you some of the really thought through and strategic opportunities and offerings that the chapter will be providing to you throughout this year. Um, Next slide. So earlier, I touched on, you know, being a part of the chapter for, approximately 10 years, and having learned so much from many of the project managers, project leaders that have, left foundational knowledge for us that we continue to develop on and grow on as chapter leaders. And, I've had the privilege from learning from some really great leaders, um, who have definitely left a mark and in terms of how I or my approach to leading. So this year, you know because of how valuable I believe that, learning from our foundational leaders and the mark that they have left in this chapter, we launched or formally launched an executive advisory committee this year, something that we're a committee that we're truly excited about. And I wanted to just kind of highlight the leaders within this committee, four of which are past presidents, and one member is a past board member. But, each committee member, they were strategically chosen across various industries to kind of help us as a chapter, in addition to the foundational knowledge that they are bringing to the chapter. It's also to bridge the gap between the chapter and the community, and to bring in information that we can use to better develop the programs that we are offering to you all. And so we're truly excited to have them continue to mentor us and advise us throughout this year. So I wanted to show you who they are, because you will certainly see them at some of our monthly events or conference or other events that we may have. So when you do see them, I encourage you to speak with them. Next slide. I wanted to also just to highlight, um, our chapter values, and, or, I mean, most of what I've pretty much touched on before speaks to what our values are. And I won't dwell too long here, but Certainly, it's important for you to know what our vision and our mission is as a chapter. Definitely, everything that we do in the PMI Houston chapter is to ensure that we are providing a rewarding membership experience to you, right? And it is also important that we ensure that we stay abreast or on top of current trends, and which of course filters into everything that we do, to ensure that you are receiving current resources and information coming out of this chapter. Um, this mission and or vision on our mission as a chapter also aligns with PMI Global's cultural values, something that we ensure that we follow. Every member of PMI Houston, all of our 5,100, roughly 5,200 members, um, there is a place here for you. We operate as a family. We ensure that we, you know, provide, we are able to extend a hand and give the support that you need to elevate you professionally, right? One of the things that we're focusing on heavily this year is definitely collaboration within the community and connecting you all to other organizations. And, you know, it's important too that if you are a part of certain organizations and organization that you would like to see this chapter also connect with, we encourage you to let us know about those organizations so that we can see possibilities in partnering with such organizations. Next slide. And this is just a picture of us all at the beginning of this year, just when we had our annual planning meeting. And just to kind of show you the commitment and dedication again of our team and volunteers in serving you. So I'm going to move into our 2026 outlook. And during this segment, you will hear more from our VPs or respective VPs and the different initiatives that we have. You will hear from our VP of Finance, who will be speaking on keeping us accountable and giving you an overview of our spending for the year. And then each of our respective VPs will be speaking on different initiatives and events for the year. So this slide, I wanted to be able to show you our numbers and to show you, to compare, to show you the composite of the PMI Houston membership. Our numbers are probably plus or minus 50, but for the most part, we currently have roughly 5,200 members. And of that number, roughly 3,000 of you are PMP certified, which I think is remarkable. Active PMP holders. We've managed to have a 75% membership retention rate. And currently we have 94 active volunteers within the chapter, which I just think is totally remarkable. You will see that we serve the greater Houston area, and the numbers are broken out there, majority of which is out of the Houston area. We have roughly 1,982 members from the Houston area. Of our total numbers, 342 of you are students. We are across 383 cities, and um, our members are across 22 different countries. And then you'll see also a breakdown of certifications, and you'll hear a bit more later about our 8 certifications and what we have, and or offerings or training and educational offerings for those certifications. But you also see a breakdown there of our members, and the different certifications within our membership. And I thought it was important to show you these numbers so that you can see who you're among, and to show that our membership, majority of our membership, are certified. And for those of you who are not, we encourage you, if you have an interest in becoming certified, or you would like to know a bit more about our certifications, to connect with us, primarily our VP of Professional Development, who can provide you with a lot more information on our certification opportunities and programs, right? So I'll move on to the next. Okay, so this is huge for PMI this year. The PMI is evolving. I don't know if many of you are aware, but next year there will be the launch of the new PMI membership module. Something that our chapter is excited about. We are currently transitioning into this new model. And as you see there are some benefits to this transition. So by the first quarter of next year, we will be the PMI North American chapter. The PMI Houston chapter will still be here. But a lot of in terms of the differences, would be that PMI will be more controlling the membership side, of the 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 organization, and then the chapters will focus more on engagement with you as our members, as well as ensuring that you are receiving the benefits, for your PDUs and professional training and all of that. The chapter will still be responsible for. So you'll see some of the benefits. Your chapter dues will be lowered to $30. I know, not a big jump, because I think you're now paying around 37, but there will be simplified access. PMI membership will now include both the local chapter and the PMI. So before, you had an option, with the new membership module, there will be no more separate renewals. So chapter membership will no longer be voluntary. Larger network, you'll be able to connect with other chapters in terms of the other professional development opportunities. And then the chapter itself will ensure that those opportunities are also brought or funneled through the chapter, which would make it much easier for you as well, to gain the development that you may need. And so PMI will be providing more information at the time of your renewals. You will receive more information in terms of what the requirement will be of you as members, to ensure that there is a seamless transition into that new process. Next slide. Okay, and our board elections will commence this summer. So that's also something to look out for. We encourage you as our members to vote. And for those of you who may have an interest in serving on the board, this is a time for you to also, if you have an interest, to submit your application. All of that information you will receive it by the second quarter of this year. And yes, our biggest event of the year, our 2026 PMI Houston Annual Conference and Expo, will be held on August 3 and 4. Please save the date. It will be held again at the Hyatt Regency Houston West. Our call for speakers will be opened on March 16th, and our registration will be opened around the same time, but definitely by the 31st of this month. As you can see, our theme is leading change and delivering more. And the more concept, many of you, if you attended our conference last year, you would have an idea in terms of what more means. But primarily, it's focusing on managing perceptions, owning your project success, relentless, and reassessing your project success and expanding your perspective. And so when we open our call for speakers, the your applications will be based on this particular theme for persons who may have an interest in submitting to speak at our conference. I believe this is probably my last slide. I think our VP of Finance, I will turn over to our VP of Finance to give an overview, yes, or financial report on our spending for this year.
Thank you, Carla, and welcome everyone to tonight's membership meeting. So, as Carla mentioned early on, our job as board members is that we work for you guys. So, to me, each of you guys chose to invest in yourself by becoming a PMI member, and we are really excited to have you guys as part of the Houston chapter. It really means a lot to us to give, to have a chance to give back to the profession we all love dearly. So my role here as VP of Finance is to really support the board members and their committees to really help provide value back to you guys, the members, while keeping us balanced financially. So, and first off, just so everybody knows, we are a not-for-profit professional organization. So as volunteers, this is a lot of time that we're putting into it, but it's something we really love. Like Carla said, 10 years of history here. So let's start off and do a 2025 financial recap to see how we performed financially last year. So this is kind of a 3-year graph here, but you can see on the right-hand side that we closed 2025 with a little over $681,000 in our bank accounts. This is great for us because it allows us to ensure that we can continue providing value to our members through any economic downturns for at least a couple of years. Really what drives this is through membership dues, any registrations through our programs, our conference, and so forth. So, last year, if you look across those avenues, we brought in, $362,000 and some change in revenue. And however, we had $382,000 in expenses. So when you see that, it looks like we lost, almost $20,000, or we went over budget $20,000. Our goal here is to really break even annually. So we're ensure that our expenses and our revenue kind of lines up. It doesn't always happen though. It's something that I've kind of seen up and down. You can see going back to 2023, we had more revenue than expenses, and it's kind of trended the opposite direction the last 2 years. This is a reflection of us trying to do more valuable things to you guys, and sometimes it's hard to make the dollars line up when we're trying to balance the books here. So A key impact last year, I'm going to point out at the bottom, as you can see, conference registration, it was down about $20,000 from what we expected from the previous year. So that's something we're trying to look to see, how do we grow the conference registration up so we can bring a little more value to you guys as members on that. Do you want to jump over to the next slide for me? We're going to dive in a little bit here to see how do we put our money to work for you guys, the members. So this here is a breakdown of the expenses by category. You can see a bulk of expenses goes towards the annual conference. This is really the highlight of the year that we have. Followed by, we have a lot of administration and accounting expenses from either doing like signage and things like that, which is a really big part of helping the chapter run smoothly. Kind of all the little slices down there, these are things like the monthly programs or the membership events that we run, volunteer events. These are all a key part of our chapter to help give back to you guys. So this is kind of the quick and dirty. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. Finally, look out for what we're doing this year. And if you guys have any feedback on what we can do better, please let us know. Otherwise, you guys have a great night. Back to you, Carla.
Okay, I will turn over to our 2026 president-elect, and who will be our 2027 president, Jason Winters, who will talk about our new website and will help to navigate that with y'all. Jason?
Thank you so much, Carla, and good evening, everybody. I'm really excited to be here as your president-elect and next year as your president. Going to be a great experience. One of the great things that we've done recently, and I'm really proud that we worked as a team to get our new website almost finished with our VP of Technology, that Manish and others. So we'll be talking to you later. But basically, here's the look of the front page, and I'm going to try to share my screen, and hopefully that's going to work. We wanted to actually mention that the reason that we did this is because we felt like we wanted to be a little bit closer to the PMI global branding, have a fresh new look, something a little bit more interactive with the chapter, and making sure that everybody is actually enjoying the experience. And of course, all of your feedback is definitely well appreciated. So let me try to share my screen here, and hopefully it will work. Let's see. Can you guys see my screen? Yeah. Yes. So this is the site. So if you already have it bookmarked, that's great. As you can see, one of the things that we actually did was to kind of improve the look on people wanting to know what the calendar looks like in the future, what are all our events are coming up. So you'll see that when you do click on that, you'll get a very familiar look that you had in the past. These pages are also being updated. Not everything has been updated yet. We focus basically on our landing page. You can see our clicker on the number of members that we have. That is updated daily. So if you're interested in seeing that as well. We have our events, our venues. You know that we have about 7 or 8 venues around town that are in our programs area. We've also got the upcoming events here as a clicker, so you can see kind of like a forward look for the next 3 or 5 events. We talk about other ways we engage our membership, and our VP of Outreach will be talking about that a little bit later. We highlight volunteers. So I know we said that we almost have 100 full-time volunteers right now. That's great. We'd like to have more. We want more engagement as possible. So we want to show that we appreciate our volunteers, and that we also get lots of great contributions for them to help us organize and further our agenda. We talked about the MORE concept, which will be the theme again for conference this year. And we talked about our cultural values. So these are the actual global cultural values that we fully embrace. We want to make sure that you see that we are tied more effectively with global at that point. We also have our main sponsors here. You can subscribe to our newsletter as well as here. And then you have the bottom part that also has some of the stats and some of the ways that you can find information. And I think we just recently launched, as of yesterday, a search bar function here at the top of the page. So if you have any topics that you want to find on our page, you can use the search bar. And the last thing I want to say is that it's also mobile friendly. So if you look at it on your mobile phone, you should have a better experience than you had in the past with our previous site. And with that, I am going to stop sharing if it will let me do that. Let me see. I don't know how to stop sharing here in Zoom, but someone wants to take over the screen for me. Maybe you can grab the screen back, maybe Emily.
There we go.
Or I can stop. Is that it? There we go. Okay.
Thank you, Jason. All great segues to membership. So, membership, aka the Fun Committee. Let me pause by introducing myself. My name is Stephanie Oku. I'm one of the members in the membership committee. I'm the director of new member services. The VP of membership is not able to make it today, but his name is Ninorte Oku. You've probably seen him on screen, or Hollywood Squares, as we like to call it, with the new member orientation online, or possibly at our happy hours. So today with membership, we're going to touch on benefits just lightly. We're going to look at membership over the years. We're going to touch a little bit more on the certification stats that Carla mentioned a little bit earlier. And we're just going to touch on a few membership events, knowing that we do have some in our back pocket that we're waiting to, that we're working through. So with that said, we're going to advance to the next slide and let's talk benefits. So one thing we like to do with membership is bring value to our members. We are huge in numbers, as you can see, over 5,000 folks. And so we'd love to create events and or spaces where folks can network. So that is within our professional development of seminars, workshops, skills training, etc. All of those that you can see, we like to push to our members, again, bringing value. For our PDUs, we do have monthly events, as what Jason just showed us on our new and improved website. One of the things that I like to do when I get in the morning, is kind of a habit for me. I log into work and I pull up PMI Houston. And what I do is look at the events and copy the events not only to my personal calendar, but also to my work calendar as well. So I suggest you do the same. Just a quick tip. We do have volunteer opportunities within membership and within PMI Houston, looking at our 11 plus committees. And then with that, you could also earn PDUs for volunteering as well. And as what Carla socialized a little bit earlier, our membership fees are a bit low. And as you can see, they're getting lower. One of the things you'll see in the chat is I'm dropping a few links for you to connect with us on our socials. At the bottom right screen, if you don't mind, you can pull out your phone and go ahead and connect with us on all or whichever one of the platforms of choice. But if you don't get an opportunity to do that, no fear, definitely take a look at our chat. I put the links in there as well. So more links dropping to come throughout this session. So with that, we're going to advance to the next slide and let's talk about our membership throughout the year. So as you can see, we have grown and we're continuing to grow. There are ebb and flows within our PMI Houston. And so as you can see at the very far right, past January 2026, we're about 5,100 and some change with members. That number does go up and down every day, is what Jason noted. So if you want the real true number of where we are today right now, definitely drive to our website so that way you can see what that number is. But this was a snapshot taken from one of our reports, so that way we can see our trend. So we're growing. All right, so quick question for everyone. If you can, how many folks, just a quick throw it in the chat, how many folks are PMP certified? Or if you're not PMP certified, how many of you guys have your CAPM? So go ahead and throw that in the chat. Maybe we can find our certification buddies. If you're not certified, maybe you're studying and want to get some tips from someone. In our new member orientation, we have folks that are looking for study tips all the time. So if you're Agile certified, risk certified, maybe if you have your business analyst certification, that would be amazing for folks who also want to do that as well. So I see Rolly with her ACP, amazing. Other folks have their PMPs. That's great. And it looks like we have someone that's still studying for their PMP. So best of luck. Definitely connect with someone or any one of us that have our PMP. And I see Jason Winters with the new one for AI to check out. So that's pretty awesome. The buzz turn that you'll hear now and again. Looks like Dwayne is looking to get his CAPM. So if any of you guys have your CAPM and want to give him some quick tips, that would be great as well. But looking back at our screen here, and you guys can continue to populate the chat so we can find our certification buddies. But looking at the screen, with regard to our membership stats, as you can tell, and as you noted a little bit earlier, as noted a little bit earlier, a majority of our members are PMP certified. And then we come in a close second and third with the other certifications that we have, whether it's Agile, CAPM, etc. So we have a few sprinkles here and there, but basically what we're saying is PMI Global offers a host of certifications and a host of tools for you to obtain those certifications. When you attend our new member orientation, we do go through this a little bit more in depth. So definitely log on to our new website, go ahead and select the new member orientation that you would like to attend, and then just log in whenever whenever it's time, and we'll go through them with you, and we'll be able to answer additional questions as well. If you have any membership questions, go ahead and throw them in the chat. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and look through and answer them to the best of my abilities. And if I don't have the answer, I will definitely get one for you. All right. Next slide, please. So I mentioned we were the fund committee. If you can click one more time, Emily. So I mentioned we were the fun committee. Some of the fun activities that we like to do to bring value back to our members is we like to connect and network. We have an awesome team of membership committee who hosts our happy hour networking. As you can see some pictures here from some of our past events of our happy hours, our PMI Houston virtual member orientation. We do have some upcoming events that we have in our back pocket to be released and ready. Once we, finish inking contracts and things like that, we'll go ahead and socialize that. Last year, we went to a darts place. So we try to bring fun and exciting things just to try to get folks out of the work element and network with their fellow PMs. So again, if you have any additional questions, throw them in the chat, and then we'll do our best to answer them for you. So that concludes our membership presentation for today. We're going to move on to the next dot point. So Emily, next slide.
Hello, everyone. This is Roli, and I'm the VP of Volunteers. Now that we have heard about the membership benefits, some of the benefits are also included in the volunteer engagement opportunities. We do have some current opportunities which are mentioned here. Of course, the details would be available on the website. I can post a link for that. But we are always looking for the enthusiasm and the support of members like you who can serve the community and help us out to better serve the other members of the chapter. So if you guys are interested or are looking out for some opportunities, or you want to maybe refer to someone, please go ahead and look at our website, and the details of the open opportunities on our website are already available there. The one key highlight I want to make sure that I talk about is one of the social impact event which we have planned. This is scheduled for April 18th. It's with the organization Books for Development. We are going to work with them in sorting all the donated books which they have received so that they can better serve in the libraries of the developing nations. It is an RSVP only event, so please go ahead and maybe email me or send the. I will already sent the email invite, so maybe you can reach out to me if you're interested to participate in this event. And we would definitely love to see you there. Thank you so much. I'm going to post all the links again in the chat, and we can move on to the next slide, please. Thank you.
Okay, next slide, please. So I will be speaking about our monthly venues. So we have a total of 7 monthly venues across the greater Houston, across the greater Houston area. And over the years, we've kind of strategically placed them to ensure that we cover, or they're placed in strategic areas where you are able to access our venues, or it's sometimes based on industry as well. So for example, we have one of our venues over the energy corridor by over the energy corridor. Why can't I get my words out? We have one in the Galleria area. We have in the Woodlands area, North Houston, Sugarland, Katy, and College Station. And those were strategically placed to ensure that your members who are across Houston, North, South, East, and West, are able to access and gain your professional development quite easily. We have a few generic venues as well, and you will if you follow our website, you will see where our events are. And if you have any questions on any of our events, or if you have any recommendations too in terms of the type of speakers that you would like to see presenting at these events, we welcome that as well. In addition to our general venues, we also have our student venue at the University of Houston, and our VP of Outreach will speak a little bit more about that later. So if you have any further questions regarding our monthly venues, please reach out to us and we will provide you with that information, okay? Or access our website and you will certainly see the events that we have, or upcoming events per month. Okay, I think our next slide, our outreach. Zara?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Can everybody hear me well? Okay, so I'm VP of Outreach, and we have 3 different programs under Outreach. I will start with academic, and then we'll move to military and sponsorship. Next slide, please. Okay, currently, back, please. Okay, currently we have Student Club at University of Houston, both main campus and...
Sorry, I don't know why.
That's fine. Both main campus and Sugarland. The PMI Global came with initiative by piloting our student venue and creating student clubs globally, both in North America and globally. And currently, one of our student club is involved and kind of providing mentorship as well to other student clubs. So if you think that you are interested to initiate student club in your university, please reach out to our academic outreach team. I left the email here. And another announcement is, on the left side, this is our new board, student leads. They are all master's degree students, and part of their initiative during their education is to work on capstone projects. So if you know somebody interested to provide capstone projects, it's totally free. It's not internship type of engagement, but mostly to help students to write their capstone project and let them be involved in your company as a student, as a graduate student. So if you know anyone, please reach out. And next slide, please. Okay, this is upcoming events that we have in our student club. This will be a remote event. So if you are interested, you can scan the QR code and sign up. This will be a resume workshop for our students as well as for any of our PMI Houston members. So please feel free if you are interested to attend this event. Next slide, please. Okay, this is the second program under outreach, and we have a military outreach program. Yes, something is happening with my slides today. So we have a military outreach program. We have mentors from different fields, such as technology field, supply chain field, construction. I heard that somebody was looking for construction certification. So we have a great mentor from construction field who can help with that. And Justin, I saw your message in the chat. You are retiring soon. So thanks for your service. And if you will be interested in transition to project management field, please reach out to us. I left the email here. We would love to support you with your certification as well as providing you networking opportunities. Next slide, please. Okay, we are actively participating in events, military events, and one of the events that is coming soon is actually a Vet Fest. We are partnering with Combined Arms, and it will be happening on 25th of March. On the left side, you can see the flyer. And if you are interested or you know somebody retiring soon or active military member, please pass this information to them. It's free of charge. Yeah, please feel free to join. The second one is virtual fireside chat. This is something that we will be piloting this year, and please stay tuned on our website. We will be announcing this live chat with our mentors. And the third one is our annual Veterans Appreciation event. It usually happens every November 4th of the year. We will be announcing the location and speaker soon. Next slide, please. And for the sponsorship part, we are working right now on our AI Corporate Expo, as well as AI-powered PMO and the Future of Project Leadership panelist discussion. It will be a great event, so I'm looking forward for you all to attend this event. It will be free to our PMI Houston chapter members, and will be taking place in the Iron. It's in the Middletown of the Houston. Yes, it's a morning event, a lot of interesting topics about AI. It will be very interactive. We'll have a forum stairs and interaction with the audience. So please sign up and join us for this inaugural event. Next slide, please. And here I just left the information about our sponsorship and partnership opportunities. If you are from corporate field and you think that your company will be interested to sponsoring to become our annual sponsor or become a sponsor for one of our events, especially for the conference, please feel free to reach out, and we will start discussion and we can discuss the particular packages for your company. Thank you very much.
As you can see, Zara is very busy in our community.
All right.
Moving over to Raghavi, our VP of Professional Development.
Thank you, Carla. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for all being here. I just want to give a shout out really quick to our PD volunteers that are in this call. Thank you, guys. They've been very patient with me as I have been onboarding as VP this year. So next slide, please. I'll just keep this very short. PD's focus for this year in 2026 is that these three pillars. The first is education and learning. If you click on again, Emily, there we go. Education and learning, we're looking at maintaining and building our authorized training partners. This is so we can provide you as members more options as you're choosing a training company to help you with your certification journey. And also in this education and learning, we'll have certification awareness and marketing to give you more updates on certification changes and insights into what's getting updated in the future. So last but not least, in the education learning, we have the Next Gen PM program, which has been very popular in the past few years. And we're going to continue to do so in the future. What it is we're providing PM-ready training to high schoolers. And this is getting those early early, early kids, getting them, interested in PM before we also engage them in outreach in the university campuses that Zara does. So we're really, it's bipolar, and we're going to continue to do so. We also have the second pillar, which is the events engagement. We do bi-monthly PD workshops. This is a group that's also going to do a lot of vetting on those workshop speakers, just to ensure that we provide you with quality speakers and quality workshops at the end of the day. Last but not least, we have mentorship program, which is also going to be bi-monthly. Each mentor would be spotlighted, and they're going to have multiple mentees. Their only commitment is for 2 months. They'll come in, have a group session the first month, and then have a one-on-one with their mentees the second month. So it is only a 2-month commitment. If you're interested in getting your PDUs in volunteering or mentorship, this is the place. So please join us. We are looking for mentors. So looking forward to hearing anyone who is interested in this. Next option, please. And once again, if you are interested, as Rolly mentioned, there is PD positions currently open. Next slide. On this one, just wanted to give you an emphasis that this year there's been a change in the PMBOK. The 8th edition has been released, so multiple changes have happened. Just give you the overall shift is that in PMBOK 7, it was only principles based. Then in PMBOK 8, this is going to be principles plus practical structure for the current modern work projects that are taking place and has evolved into. Next slide, please. So I'll just give you a quick overview on the 12 PMI certifications we have. We have a couple that are core. We have program portfolio, agile, risk, and analysis. These are all something that Stephanie has gone through as well. So please, if you're interested, look into the PMI website. There is in the top left corner. You could scroll down and get into each of the certifications. So next slide, please. Last but not least, I did want to give you guys a heads up. We have a PMO and Project of the Year award that PMI is looking for. So there's nominations now open, and the deadline is April 1st. So if you or your company has a project that you would want to submit, or a PMO that you're confident and has been matured enough, then please submit your details. And we'll also ensure that your nomination is spotlighted on our community as a really shining example. So please, Houstons, we're looking for your representation in the company. So please do submit. And as you submit, please let us know so we could spotlight you on our chapter website. So that's it from my end. Back to you, Carla.
Well, as you can all see, we have some exciting things happening this year. You can see how much our board has been, they have just been working above and beyond to ensure that, we are providing quality to you all. Now, I do ask for, if possible, 5 minutes. So if you have any questions, this is the time for you to ask us any questions, and we will answer. If you can also post your questions in the chat, and we will also respond accordingly. Is there any questions for us? Don't be shy.
There was a question, Carla, about mentorship, and maybe Raghav, you can answer that. Is mentorship as a volunteer? And I think you already answered. Never mind.
But I can expand a little bit if you like. So Elizabeth, yes, this would be, you'd be volunteering as a mentor, and it's a 2-month commitment. So you would come in, we'll spotlight a few topics, and you'll select one. And then we'll have all the mentees interested, choose their mentors. So the more mentors we have, the bigger the program is. And we will let you know as soon as it kicks off. It hasn't yet, but we will be kicking off in the next 2 months. So we'll host it up as soon as it's out there. I'm so glad to see the interest. So thank you.
There's a question, Rolly, you can take this one. On the volunteer positions, what is the typical time commitment invested to be successful?
Thank you so much for the question. And it basically depends on the role you're applying for. But on an average, we ask for about 10 to 15 hours per month, which is assuming it is not a lot. And we do have our day jobs as well. But it also depends on the kind of role you're applying for. Some roles might need some more time or maybe lesser time than that. All the details are available on our website. So if you apply on a specific role, you will also see the time commitment needed for that role. So that way you can decide for yourself if that is what you're ready to commit based on whatever day jobs you guys are doing. Thank you so much. Hope that clarifies.
Okay. Okay, so well, if there are no other questions, we would like to thank you for joining us tonight. We are here again to support you in any way, um, you know, any way that we can to support you in elevating your professional journeys. You can reach out to any of us. Or contact information is on our website. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to email me, president@pmihouston.org. And we will ensure that we provide you with whatever information or resources that you may need. So thank you all again for joining us tonight. And just remember that we are here to serve you.
Just a quick note, and thank you all, for marketing communications. If there's anything we can do to help connect you better with the community and with the board, please let us know. We're definitely trying to transform ourselves into delivering what you guys need and with the information you need.
Thank you, Jamie.
What are the opportunities to connect outside of the I see on Tuesdays, typically once a month, there's like an in-person happy hour type event in different locations.
Yeah, so that is the monthly, I'm sorry, I was going to say that's the monthly happy hour for membership. But we also do have in-person events at our venues. And so they're also on the calendar as well.
I see those,
the venues are all around town. So close to your work, close to your home, whichever one suits you. I've been to quite a few and met some cool people too. So that our conference and some other events that we saw around here. And when you actually go onto our events page, you can see whether it's in person or whether it is virtual. So.
Yeah. And I'll add to that, please, if you have suggestions of different timings for venues, we do dinner venues. If you're looking at, I think lunch and learns might work, whatever suggestions you might have that might best benefit the membership yourself and others, please let us know. And then we can try to market it and research it accordingly and deliver that to you.
And also feel free to reach out to our VP of programs. His name is Aurelian Mangano, and you can reach out to him at vpprograms@pmihouston.org. Are there any more questions for us?
Do you want to talk about the survey, Carla?
Oh, yes. So I kind of touched on this earlier. Emily, can you go to that slide quickly? Again, your feedback is important to us, and that's how we are able to plan accordingly and provide the experience and to meet your expectations. And so, when I tell you that we use these surveys to improve upon our monthly venue or any event that we have. And so we encourage you to complete our survey. We also, we've spiced it up a bit this year. And so as an incentive to completing our survey, we do have a raffle. And I think, Raghavi, our top four we'll be selecting 4 of our members who from the raffle, and they'll be receiving a gift card from us, for your time in completing this survey. So, yeah, please, it's more than an encouragement. We are really asking you to complete this survey, which we will use to guide our planning for the year.
And if
Okay.
one of the gift cards is a $25 Amazon gift card. So
Yes, for transparency, $25 Amazon gift card to 4 of our members who complete the survey. Okay. If there are no further questions, again, we thank you for joining us tonight. Please know that we are accessible, so please reach out to us. Again, we're here to support you in wherever you are in your career journeys. Have a good night.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank-
Okay.
Bye.
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 Thank you.